one I put in months ago.
Okay. Mm,
So I don't
I
know.
see. Yeah.
All right, should be coming soon.
All right.
And
Yeah.
we're live, so I don't know if you yeah, there. uh it's so weird. Sometimes I have to say go live. I think was it last week that I didn't click the go live and we tried to record for a few minutes before it actually went live. So sorry, my microphone's not behaving. There we go. So anyway, I don't we didn't have a chance to do much pre-meeting before now we're live streaming. But I think we had a thought on what we were gonna do. Were we gonna expand on what we were covering last week? Is that the plan, or are we doing something brand new? All right, I try not to have too much dead air myself. A concept. Okay, so you want to do something brand new, and then to explain it to me like I am stupid generator. Give it a concept or a keyword, a simple answer, maybe an analogy to understand. Oh, so you kind of like select a level, explain it to me like I'm five. So we're doing a wrapper around LLM again. Do you want to use a local LLM? Is that kind of what we're thinking? Do we need to have the local LLM look up information? Okay. So we're kind of doing like the prompt thing like we did last week. So, should we do an exciting Claude versus Codex again? It's funny. I mean, as a person, I definitely seem to enjoy the Claude experience better, but uh it doesn't seem to do as well on the podcast. So maybe I need to re. All right. Now, if you weren't aware, the Anthropic, the developers of Claude, accidentally released their source code to Claude Code this week, which is pretty funny, which included the ability to release the ability to have a buddy, which might have been April Fool's related, but so the Claude world is chaotic. But anyway, so we're gonna build a new repository. Explain it to me. Sounds like a good one. Use my starter template. Yeah, I mean, we don't typically get people watching along, so unless we uh tell them to. But yeah, we don't have any YouTube chat right now. So, all right, so we're gonna do explain it to me. It's a good name. Public. Yeah. All right. So I'm creating a new repo. I'm thinking our new repo would. I mean, I haven't looked at my local LLM wrapper in a couple of months. I feel like, which is probably like 2 weeks. Um. All right. Get clone Bing. Yeah. So I mean, everyone's welcome to use my template wrapper there, but I have way too many things here. I created a new thing called reset repo in theirs, which deletes all the files that I don't need, um, and actually commits it. So I need to have like a license selector because right now it automatically keeps the LGPL and CCB by 4, which is fine. So, but we also want to I like to create a directory called other repos. I don't know. So it's obvious, but I guess it's not necessary. But I'm gonna clone our local LLM wrapper, the one that from my repo. So again, this is still very customized to my Sorry, I'm looking for the link here. There it is, local LLM wrapper. And what was the name of the repo we made last week? Because I thought that would be a good the LLM. Uh, so maybe I didn't commit it. Prompt improver. I'm not seeing it. Maybe is it in my local prompt improver web app? So maybe we'll move prompt improver web app into the explain it to me folder. No. All right. All right, so if we look, we have these two guys, these two other repos in our string. So I'm going to add them to git ignore. Um, so we don't commit them. We don't, so that way we don't pull an Anthropic and accidentally commit our entire source code um, to uh, to a repo that we're not supposed to, and then everyone sees it. So because that's pretty much what happened. They forgot to put the source code for Claude Code in the ignore, and then they accidentally did the add everything. I think one of our users last week commented that they tend to add everything when they commit things, and that's what happened to Anthropic. And once you do that, your whole life is on GitHub. All right, cool. All right, so now we have our directory. I'm going to, I mean, maybe um we should copy it. I don't know why I like rsync, but that's what I do. Um, so we're gonna have explain it to me codex. Oops. And explain it to me codex and explain it to me Claude. I feel like I should make the text bigger and less of it. You guys don't need to see all the nonsense. But anyway, I now have two things. So I've explained it to me Claude, which we'll be using for Claude, and I'm going to keep the effort to low. We'll give Claude a head start. Read repo rules, which it is set to do anyway. Uh, I want to create and explain it to me like a stupid generator. And I'm going to pull up the parallel web game build, which I should. This will be a web app that wraps a local LLM. I've heard that now I haven't looked into it. I heard that Ollama released a lot of improvements for Metal, which is the MPU code for Mac OS X or Mac OS. And so so Ollama should be, if you update to the latest version, it should run faster on Macs, but I haven't really had a chance to test it. So anyway, so now let me create a new project for Codex. All right, well, it's already got questions for me, but man, we'll tell it to read the repo rules. And then I want to create a new web app that is blah, blah, blah. And then I'll load the parallel web game builder using a local LLM to wrap. All right, so let's go look and see. Maybe I should make this bigger text too. Ooh, maybe it's a little too big, but you guys are reading on screen, so. All right, for the complexity slider, should the explanation um, update live as you drag the slider, or should the user pick a level, then click a button? I think pick a level and click a button, right? You can't, like, that's not how LLM work. So, um, I mean, should it be a slider? I mean, I'm thinking at the, all right. Just kind of show you what I'm thinking here. I want to flip back over to Codex. It's asking questions too, maybe. But when you click on the reasoning, select reasoning here, right, you can select age level as well, right? So, oh, I forgot my new feature is not enabled here. Is it? I mean, I don't know if you tried it, but if they do have buddy, and so it creates a buddy. I have a capybara. Apparently, this is you cannot change it other than well, there's a hack. Someone actually made a hack, but so now I have a buddy Lomer here that hangs out in the corner. You know, I forgot. I'm now using kind of a local install version of Claude, so I need to make sure I update Claude instead of a brew upgrade. It's a Claude upgrade. So okay, cool, cool. All right, so Claude thinks it's ready, so we'll take a look. Okay, so what is its plan here? Um, build a web app that explains. I think we want to change the local LLM to use the Apple. All right, so now it's gonna have to go back and think. So let's take a look and see what Codex is up to. Sorry, I got a lot of windows I'm trying to balance here. Apologies. All right, it's the front end I'm writing. Oh, oops, I forgot to tell Codex to do a plan mode. So I wanted to plan first. I forgot. So I have a Claude set up to start off in plan mode, but um, plan first. Use the local LM wrapper repo in the folder. All right. So that's probably why I got it. All right. So Claude is asking us a question. Oh, it just wants the permission to look for. Oh, do I need to like give it the path? Seriously. It said it's in the folder. And then whenever I usually say something annoying, also look at blah. All right, so Codex has a question. Where should this plan extreme the explainer will live? Duh. Why? How should the web talk to the local wrapper? The wrapper is the API. Gosh, this is stupid. Um, I don't know. Sure. Thief. Oh my gosh. Do you want local to provide for this app? These questions I feel like are not what I'm expecting. All right, let's look at this here. Build a web app that explains any concept at a user complexity level. The user types a concept keyword, picks a level from a drop down. I'm 5, PhD level, clicks explain, and then gets a clear explanation with an analogy. Uses local LLMs via local LLM wrapper, trying LLM first with Ollama as a fallback. I'm going to give this exact. All right, let's look. Codex is asking more questions. How closely should this app follow the prompt improver F to close fork? No. Loose inspiration? I don't know. I'm getting annoyed with the questions of Codex, maybe. Maybe that's why I use Claude. Same pattern. Oh, yeah, I guess we're fine with that. Yeah. Um, Front end build from parts and the output, build, blah, blah, blah. Well, so why do we use an HTTP server as well as build app? But that's fine, whatever. DARP theme matching the reference project, key files to reference, transport setup. These are all fine. Oops, I'm sorry. Wrong terminal. Sorry. I meant to be looking at this terminal. I have too many terminals. Close that window. Less windows I have, the better. All right. Thank you for the updates. Yeah. Usually for the slider doesn't work. Okay. Sorry. We're typing in two places. Apologies. That's why we're not getting too much engagement. Um. Anyway, so I was just kind of copying this material and giving it to Codex because this is kind of the more logic that I wanted. So this is a great explanation. This is a good architecture, though I was kind of questioning why we need the HTTP server and building from parts. Maybe I should ask, do we need both the and build from parts? All right, let's go look and see what stuff Codex is up to. All right. Expand plan. All right. Summary. Build the app, blah blah blah, using the same structural pattern as blah. Front end assembled parts build app. Da, da, da. Okay, so Claude has a question related exactly to this. Do you want the front end structure? Parts plus build script. Split into parts, blah blah blah, single. Well, parts, but if we have the parts, do we need the server or can we just open file? That's really what I was getting to. And of course, do or can we just open file in browser? I should say HTML file in browser, or do we need the HTTPD server? Okay, so okay, cool. Yeah. So we have to have the server. So I just wanted that clarification. Um, if we have the server, then we do not need to build a single HTML file. Do I now gotta type it again? See message. Um, I want to copy and paste, but it always scrolls on me. All right, so let's go back to Codex and tell Codex the same thing. Sorry, am I being dumb? Sorry. All right. Build a web app, blah, 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 Python backend, front end parts, or by part concatenate on the fly, no build step. Single API endpoint, sure, sure. Dark theme, prompt improver. So this is designed to run on your local machine. So you could disconnect from the internet and have it work. I think that's fine. Fine, 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 fine. All right, so let's take a look at the plan that Codex is making to see if it has any better ideas. This is where I kind of find cross can, or should we have a build and then cross? What I mean, I don't see why we need to concatenate, but all right, yeah. So let's build them separately and then see what the differences are rather than cross contaminating, and then we can also see how fast each one goes. All right, so I think this one's good. I'm going to approve and accept and edits. Now I'll look at Codex, and it is ready to be approved and accept edits. All right, Pierre, where's your money? Who's gonna finish first? So, can Claude do Codex do parallel plans? Work trees. I don't do enough with work trees. I need to kind of build into it. I just kind of like have them edit directly. I feel like there's a thing where you could have it do more stuff. But oh, I didn't realize that was on fast mode. Oh, I'm gonna use fast mode for Codex. I should use fast mode for um Claude. Jeez. Can I enable fast mode like on the fly here? Fast. Oh, okay, whatever. I can't do fast mode if I'm on that plan. What do I if I shrink this down, do I get my guy? My buddy is so small. I can pet my buddy. Purrs confusedly. Bing. So this is what my Lomer looks like. Um, it has very little patience and a lot of debugging. Usually I get one with more snark, but all right. So it's creating the explain it to me.py, then it's got a lint and verify. Let's see where Codex is at. I'm implementing the app. There's no tracked app. I have enough wire. Got a shape now. Oh, I see. It started automatically writing its own Ollama wrapper. Okay, so it launched a couple of agents here. It almost looks like Claude did not. Um Actually, I'm not even sure Claude is doing anything right now. Okay, there it goes. I had to type continue in the Claude window. We should be up here and testing here pretty soon, Pierre. So get your questions ready. Claude got a little bit of a delay, and Codex is working on fast mode, so which it didn't allow me to do with Claude. So you have to pay for fast mode. We've had a couple of viewers pop in, but they're not staying, so that's fine. We're doing this for fun. It's my learning time of the week, so we do have one background agent going, Socrates. If anybody's back Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure fan. Focused API test passed. Blah blah blah. So what are you doing then? I don't know. All right, and it looks like Claude is in verify mode. So pretty soon here, I'm gonna get my web browser going. It is done to run it. I have to run that. I got an error, so all right. It thinks the codex one is done. Let's see if it. I have a feeling it's gonna get the same error, but oh no, it's running. All right. I guess I'll show this window. All right, it tells me I just typed in source me Python explain it all. We are in the codex folder. It tells me to go to the web page at localhost. And so uh Claude would have won had it not gotten that one error. So here's the Claude one. And here is sorry, this one's Claude and this one is um Codex. So what do we want to learn about here? You like the Codex UI a little bit better? I agree. All right, so I just learned something about quantum. What was the other Q? Oh, quadratic quantum gravity. All right, and then let's go college for this one. We'll come back and do another one. All right, which one's gonna break? I like the thinking. Claude's is already done. So quadratic quantum gravity is theory used to unify general relativity, which describes gravity on large scales with quantum mechanics. Blah blah blah. Hmm. I don't think that's really incorrect, but sure. Um, imagine space-time is that. I don't think this analogy is very helpful, but whatever. I mean, this is where we have to get into prompt engineering, which I find these agents are not good at. Fair for unified gravity, blah blah blah. Attempts to reconcile these two theories by incorporating into the quantum effects. I thought it was more of a short distance versus long distance. Like we can explain all the physics in our gravity using general relativity, but explaining the physics between galaxies in the universe, it doesn't do a good job. And so quadratic quantum gravity tries to do that. It also brings the quantum aspects in it, but it unfortunately creates kind of these ghost particles and stuff, which of course the current string theory does as well, supersymmetry particles. Anyway, um, so here, yeah, you're right. I think the Codex one is just a lot better. I'm going to go in and have the two programs kind of write a spec. Please write a spec file on the GUI that you used. Um, sorry, instead of GUI, I'm gonna say UX, UI, so it's user experience, user interface. Um, I wanted to say experience or interface at the end, but that's already included in the in the words. And I told Claude to do the same thing. So they're going to write their spec files. And my plan is I'm going to give the spec file of each to the other one um, to see if we can make improvements to the interface. All right. So what's another topic we could ask about? Maybe make something that's a little bit more simpler. Um, I don't want to get too political. What is the job of the attorney general? My daughter for class, she had to give a presentation on what the attorney general does, which just happens to be, oh, oops, I wanted to do this. I'm five. So this is nice and quick. We're running on Apple Local M, and it is quick. I mean, I think that we could almost wait a little bit longer. Oh my gosh. Attorney General is like a superhero for the law. They make sure everyone follows the rules and keeps everyone safe. Imagine the Attorney General is like a referee in a game. They make sure everyone plays fair and stops anyone from breaking the rules. And I mean, it's not surprising we're going to get the same results from the same LLM. Do we need an LLM selector? That is the question, I guess. All right, I am now going to copy the I guess I should change my window to what I'm doing here. Not that one. This one? Too many windows. All right. I'm going to copy the files from one to the other. They both created the same file name, so that's nice. To Codex, and we'll call it UI spec Codex. All right, and now I gotta change the letters around here. Double check my work here. All right, and we're sending this one to Claude, and we're copying from Codex. Cool. It says it's there. Oh, oh. Codex named its UX UI and Claude named its UI UX. So I have to normalize that. That's funny. All right. So now we have both. Okay. So now I need to tell Claude. Oops. I named these backwards, didn't I? Whatever. So in our Claude folder, we have UI UX spec Claude. So I'm going to tell Claude to read the Claude one. I mean, I named them backwards, but read Claude for a different UI UX approach. can we adopt their good ideas? All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing for Codex. All right. Also, I want an LLM selector. I guess I gotta see which did it talk about? So yes, had a few ideas we could adopt later. Simple mental model in the spec: one input, one selector, one button, one result. Try another reset action, more default complexity. Specify success, document the user. Things I would not adopt as single line concept input, reducing levels from 7 to 5. The current 7 level scale is more expressive. All right. And all right, we'll say implement the good ideas. And let's see, Claude had a longer list of good ideas. Hero card with eyebrow label and subtitle. What? More drop down levels. They have 7. A result metadata line. Text area instead of single line input. I think that's good. Better placeholder. Command control enter shortcut instead of bare enter. That's good. Background gradient with a radial accent glow. Disable all controls during loading. Inline error for empty subunit. Hide stale results on air. Eyebrow labels for exceptions. I guess I don't know what an eyebrow label is. Fallback text if no analogy and mobile responsive. Oh, I didn't think about that. So it's implementing those, and it's also bringing in our Ollama models, which tells me I need to run Ollama serve. I don't like having it running on my computer all the time. Oh, it says it's already running. All right, so oops, not that one. All right, well, I have Ollama serve running in the background somehow. I don't know by who. All right, then I gotta kill the Python. Explain it to me. Oh, I wonder if those. Anyway, I'll have to figure out who's running Ollama. Wow, lots of changes. Updating the UI spec. Codex finished a while ago, it looks like. I don't think it listened to my message about the thing, so I'll just put it in again. Cool, cool. All right. It looks like they both think they are ready, so I'm going to launch the websites. I think ugh. I think Claude added a white background. I hate the white background. Um, why did it do that anyway? So I'll wait on that one. All right. So here It looks like it got rid of the Apple one. So I want the Apple LLM to be default. The local LLM, sorry, I should switch windows to where I'm typing. Um, the local LLM wrapper supports both Apple and Ollama. I'm just gonna copy this to Claude, even though it probably did it already. Okay, well, so Claude is telling me it thinks it did it right. So, and it's saying to do a hard refresh. So this is what it looks like to me. So I'm gonna send it a picture. Okay, so Claude is now arguing with me that it's not white. Most of the page is white. I hate it. Sorry. I'm just copying that over. We don't need to see it. All right. It says it already works that way, but now I feel like I need to give Codex a screenshot. It didn't work. Where is, I'm sorry, I got so much this picture changing. Where is the Apple LLM? Not in list. The Apple LLM is not supposed to be in the dropdown. Well, that is confusing. UI, UX. It shows a check mark. I think Apple LLM should be in the drop down. Okay. Okay, cool. If after arguing with Claude, it finally agreed with me that the white background was white. Um, but they are definitely becoming very similar to one another. Um, okay, so let's reload. So 5080 is so this is like you can't, I don't know, you cannot choose both Ollama and Apple. Why have them separate? Okay, so it's working right now. Um, so what should we ask about? Mutex? What is TMUX? It's a terminal thing. And we'll say we're in middle school. So it got it right. All right. I'm going to restart Codex. Does it finally? Okay. It seemed to think like Apple was like a different lane, which kind of is, but if it's implementing the thing correctly, it's not. So let's see. Uh, I'm running it again here. Okay, so it's still arguing with me about primary backend and fallback model. And I think I need to be clear. We are not asking for primary and fallback. We are allowing the user to choose which model they want. Your perspective is a wrong UX. Got it. Unless we want to compare LLMs, but I don't think that's what we're doing. I think we're just maybe unhappy, or what do you think, uh, Pierre? Um should we have it like side by side, compare two different models? Is that something that we're interested in adding? So I spend all my time coding is arguing with these models, I feel like. So Tmux is a magical pair of gloves. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. Fallback model if Apple is unavailable. It's just like why? Um now for silliness reasons, we could like stop both agents and start them fresh. Um and then have them work on the other person's code. Eventually I need to like merge these things. This is much better. I mean, this is the thing with these prompt things. A human really needs to edit these prompts. And usually what I'll do is I'll tell the code, and a lot of times when these agents code these prompts, they bury them deep in the code rather than making them accessible. So, I mean, so I guess I can change this. I don't know if I have that one installed. I think I have this one installed. And Tmux is a tool that helps you manage multiple. I think of Tmux as having multiple tabs open in a web browser. So, you have any good questions? Um, what is the Artemis 2 program? Should be able to copy and paste while thinking. Codex is still thinking. Oh yeah, I think Codex finally finished, so we can reset here. Cool. All right, better, better, better. So the Artemis 2 is NASA's program to send astronauts back to the moon. It's like preparing for a big space adventure, but this time with a crew to explore and learn more about the moon, our moon neighbor. Imagine you're building a giant Lego spaceship. Artemis 2 is like putting together all the pieces to make sure your spaceship is ready for a trip to the moon with astronauts inside to explore. I don't think that's a very good analogy at all, but sure. Um, should we blow up the moon? It it is too bright at night. Um, and let's be five. And let's use Apple because it's faster. Oh, content likely to be unsafe. What do you mean? The moon is like, I'll blow. Maybe it doesn't like blow up. Should we destroy, remove, erase? That racing the moon is not a good idea because it would change the night sky and make it harder to see stars and planets. That's incorrect. It would actually make it easier to see stars and planets. It helps us when to make up and go to bed. I think you're confusing the moon with the sun. Good job, Apple LLM. Uh, uh, what is going on with that? we we have no ability to respond, unfortunately. But that is. Oh, that was the codex one that I was using. I can't keep these things straight to tell you the truth. So this is codex. So codex comes back with a negative. But for whatever reason, this works with the Claude one. So let's switch it to GPT. The moon is like a bright big friend in the sky. It helps us see the night, like a flashlight helps us see the dark. Blowing it up would be breaking a really important friend, and we wouldn't want to do that because it's helpful to us. No analogy. Okay, so it must have broken something. This is I feel like something's wrong with the Codex one. If I had to guess, um, Codex is not using that local LLM. It's using something else. Are you using the well-tested lo local LLM wrapper in the repo root or some hack because the LLM is failing? I mean, this is the part where maybe we should start a different window. This is why I hate when it auto scrolls. Okay, let's start a new chat here. Because we're using fast mode, I ran out of codex messages. So we're done with codex for today. Um, I'm gonna turn off fast mode because if it can't make it through a podcast, it's not good enough. All right. Yeah. Well, we have a broken codex and we're can't do anything about it. So that's the codex one. Here's the Claude one, which is fine. I heard it causes too many waves in the ocean because as we know, the moon controls the tides. And we're explaining it like we're five, which is pretty basic. So let's go up to middle school. Imagine, sorry, I'm reading this. Imagine the moon is a giant magnet for water. It's not as powerful as big magnet, but you might find it in a toy store. So it's important to protect our planet. Blowing up the moon isn't a solution to nighttime brightness. Um, see, we had I at Iowa State, which is we had a math professor that wanted to blow up the moon, and so like, is it was it Dr. Avian? Um, and and so like one of my math professors said, yeah, whenever I go to a conference, I write it from Harvard because then no one talks to me. Because if I write from Iowa State, people want to know why we want to blow up the moon. Albie gained international notoriety for his claim that blowing up the moon would eliminate virtually all natural disasters. He made this claim in 1991 campus newspaper. The moonless Earth would not wobble. Yeah. That would probably not be good for life on Earth, though. But, um, oh, you don't know what PhD answer is? Yeah, let's do that. I could have a Dr. Avian as a. We also joked that he rode his bike impossibly slow. Like, how can one balance when going that slow? What did Doctor say? Anyway, this is brief before that. The idea of blowing up the moon is purely theoretical and not feasible with current technology. The moon rises to the gravitational effects of tides well understood. There are scientific studies on lunar impacts, practical considerations like energy requirements, environmental consequences to make this impractical proposal. Blah blah blah. So I've seen God, there's like a meme. The reason I'm thinking about this is because there's a meme that's going around. I have another meeting at 11, so I have to go now, but um I guess I'm not finding the meme. I use DuckDuckGo, so maybe. Oh, what's going on? Image search. Blowing up the moon, blowing up the moon, blowing up the moon. Anyway, so we'll end on the note of blowing up the moon is not a good idea. So, all right. Thanks for joining us for another engaging episode of Stump the Vibe Coder. Perhaps